So I'm standing here at the corner of Manchester and Kings Highway with my beautiful American. Whoop! Oh, I got the wrong. Like here they come again, bro. Okay, the fifth time. I guess the hospital's nearby, right? Anyway, I want to show you the most beautiful flag in all of creation, bro. Brah, listen. Listen, no, listen. Can you hear me? Look at that. All right, now, after this asshole gets out of here, right, after he's gone, we're going to dedicate the following song unto all those who have served in the United States Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, and all the reserves thereof. And say thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for my freedom. The song dedicated to you. I can't do it, my guitar's all out of tune. Hold on. So truth be told, I'm holding in my hernia, and this is the cure for my hernia. This is something I also must teach you, my son, Eric Dominic Gervais. Michelina Gervais and Angelina Sophia DeVito DeCawson. You need to know for your own health and safety, if in case you have anybody have a hernia yourself or have somebody who knows somebody who has a hernia, and they're carrying it around for 9 months now. There are ways to avoid the emergency room. Spreading garlic powder generously on your food is one of them. I've been using very joyously the past few days because I have my garlic. I finally found some. And before I forget, I just want to mention that, I better not get sidetracked. So this will put my hernia back in. It's my groin hernia. My groin hernia is a son of a bitch because it started out kind of small, kind of like a small potato. Now it's like a big, fat, mushy ass tomato that I gotta hold in, push back in quite often if I don't hydrate. If I had no garlic or anything else, the reason it pops out, flops out, slops out, blah, 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 is because, ladies and gentlemen, are you listening to me? Is because you are not hydrated. Therefore, I'm going to hydrate, and I will show you the difference momentarily, and then perhaps, if you're lucky, you'll hear me play a piece of the Star Spangled Banner for the glorious flag that flies over my right shoulder. Okay, so since I have ice water, it's harder to drink, so it's going to take a minute to consume that, unless I find a straw or something. But I wanted to show you what happened just before I started this video. A gentleman went into the store and came back out, and he handed me this. He said, "Here, it's homegrown, and have fun. Good. It looks like lovely weed." And he handed me that too. So let's see. I don't like counting, and like the Lord God provides. Like Elijah wishes he was alive and doing all this, bro. Elijah Schmijah. He didn't even play guitar. So this is Jimmy DeCawson saying rock and roll. It's very profitable, but here again, like, what am I going to do with my money today? I'm going to find somebody that needs some money. I found, by the way, I found my two friends, D and M, I'll call them. It's a young couple with kids who are out here like me. And they're really wonderful people. The beautiful people, they really are. And I was feeling really good about being able to lead them to a free shower. 'And I got to this very corner when I realized Nope, old girl must have fallen asleep somewhere because she was passing out. And I walked them a long ass way and I took a wrong turn, and then I was hot on the trail and it was too late. So it kind of sucked. Like I do on cigarettes. Where are my cigarettes? This is Jimmy DeCawson saying, what should I say? Are you listening? You like my groovy glasses? Never guess where I got those and the clothes and blah blah blah. I guess I'm happy that I'm a good rat now. I feel like I've graduated. I graduated. Actually, it's really difficult to put into words exactly what it was like surviving through the winter of 2025 completely on the streets with a whole family of people in Soulard, Missouri. It's the best. It's my swan song, for lack of a better term. Like I finally landed into the family of the homeless, and I drank their bitter poisons, and I watched them and lived with them, and I am them forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. I will never covet living in a house or sleeping in. I can't even do it anymore. People have no idea. Let me ask you a question. This came to me earlier. Like I like a monkey watch all this stuff. So who do you think is actually the peeps that are out here every day after day, week after week, and year after year? We are just as worthy of a place to take care of our bodily needs as anybody else. And that's the truth, ladies and gentlemen of Earth, that you just can't consume properly. Look what they did in the Swedes. Look what the Swedes did with the homeless mate. So anybody with a half a brain and one eye open with at least a third grade education ought to be able to put two and two together and figure out how to take care of that problem, right? Wrong. You know, there's people spilling their coffee left and right. Look at that. I'm one of them. So, momentarily on this very video, which has gone way beyond 8 minutes, I'll try to play a song. Hold on. Oh yeah, and just a reminder, this is the very corner that I flew my original sign, which, don't forget, it says I need weed, where my dear friend popped up like Mary Poppins and handed me a big bunch of weed. So this is pretty it's a pretty chill corner, but I still would rather hang out in London. Hold that thought. Okay, so I heard a rumor, just a rumor. So like, these people make money at this, right? This guy did this video and based everything on what journalists were saying about Jimmy Page having issues with other guitar players, and it was quite extensive. But at the end I realized, wow, that was all pretty much hearsay based on the work of journalists who weren't very nice, it seems, at the moment. However, but within that report, there was one that said that Jimmy Page kind of got pissed off about the fact that Jimi Hendrix went over to London. So I cannot believe that somebody as intelligent as Jimmy Page would think like that, but knowing the human soul and ego and all the stuff that goes into what beautiful things we actually are, yeah, that could happen. But to me, it makes as much sense as a musician over here being pissed off that you came. What the hey, does that even matter? And stuff like that. But anyway, it brings kind of a new light on this whole idea about me just popping up like Mary Poppins in London and saying, hey, have you seen Jimmy lately? And all that kind of Irish shit. It's just the luck of the Irish is with me, mate. I don't care if I'm here or Gaza. In fact, I really that's really, North Korea, Gaza. These are the places I want to go. And I want to hit every prison in the entire country and do a little Jimmy show, cheer them guys up. I mean, what? Why wouldn't you? This is Jimmy DeCostin saying, the Queen of Light took her bow, and then she turned to gold, and the Prince of Peace embraced the gloom, and he walked the night alone.